All right, are we live? Excellent. Hey, I know some of you may be wondering why I haven't put out a video in the last couple of days. Normally, I'm working on some things, and I get something out every couple of days. About different programs, these online platforms. Some of them are doing good and taking care of people, raising their financial status, and some of them they're coming and going. They fold up and go home. And I know, well, I'm going to tell you right up front. I've seen so many videos that talk about the exact same thing over and over, no new information. And if they say something's new, it's pretty much the same information, just one or two things that happen differently. Um, so I'm just going to give you this quick, update based on what I know. But you can find it right out here on YouTube, or you can go to Beurax site, wherever you want to go. You can get that information. We're gonna tell you straight up front. I've been talking with my team. We got some excited people that's gotten involved. Still optimistic. We still believe that we're gonna give them a chance to come through for us at the end of the month. And because one of the things that, if you notice, you got to be strategic, because people will get burned if you're not strategic dealing with these type of online firms. And we call them online because they're all online. We don't physically go to their office. We don't physically have any contact with them, and so we can't physically determine if it's only online or if it's a physical operation. So we can only speculate based upon the information provided. Just like that the PM of the UK is the PM, the Chancellor is the Chancellor of Germany. You never met him. You just see him on TV. What's the difference? You see a Beurax sign, you see a website, you go to it, and you see an operation, and you get involved. So what's the difference? I don't need to meet Susan Pope. If that was my criteria, I wouldn't be involved, would I? And a lot of other people wouldn't be either. So it's not a matter of that, or trusting or believing in the people that are behind it or in front of it. This is relevant. The risk is there, and we understand the risk. And if we, don't understand that there's risk involved in online platforms, try ordering something online, which I've heard so many times. Happened to my wife as well. You see something you like, you go to that website, you order it. It has all this information. You click the button, and you waiting for your stuff to show up. One day, you get an item that has nothing to do with what you ordered, and you start to investigate, and you start to connect the dots. Come to find out, when you start to search, and my wife reported this site because they, basically took $150 from her. She reported it to the bank. They stopped the payment, and then they did some searching. Come to find out, it was a fake site. And she found this on Amazon. And the company wasn't close to where it was supposed to be. And it was in an Asian country. It was a pretty large country. And they basically said, hey, we're going to send you this little fake scarf. And then we went online and we did some searching. And we put in the tracking number that we had gotten. Guess what? Thousands of people got the exact same thing. They never got their order, but they got something else. So I say that to say this: you can't tell me, or you can't sit there in your mind set, listen to criminals that go on YouTube thinking that they're professional reviewers and thinking that people are idiots. No, you can order something online and never get it. Because why? Because somebody set up a scam site. So just because you invested online means that that's worse than you trying to purchase some legitimate items online, and you get scammed either way. What if you spent $100 in Beurax and you think, oh my gosh, they're gone, they ran away? Okay, well, they haven't ran away, but let's just say it pans out to be you lost $100 in that. Okay, let's say you try to buy a scarf for your kid, a nice toy that costs $100 online, and come to find out the company doesn't exist because what? You did all the research to make sure that your purchase was legit? No. You just saw something you liked and you put your money out there, and come to find out, you lost it. You can report it. You may get it back because your bank, you did a charge, and that's what happened. Our bank, they returned the money. It was really good. But I say that because I'm like this. Risk over there. It's all about risk, right? And risk tolerance, risk mitigation. We do all that. So guess what we do? When I go to my team, right? Because I have people all over the globe. We've been in different marketing plans, and we've done some good things over the years, and we got to a point where there was a low, and so we saw an opportunity that emerged with these new, like I call OIPs, these online investment platforms, and I took a stab at it, and I've been getting paid, for over a month. So so there's been no reason to deny that the company Beurax is going to continue doing what they say they're going to do. We don't have any evidence of anything other than that. So I don't say that they're going to run off and disappear into the Netherlands. I'm saying this because they've done everything they said they were going to do up to this point. Okay, now I say that with a grain of salt, and I say I'm a realist. I understand the risk. My team understands the risk. And so when I let them know this was going on, we had a conversation, and we actually looked at the memo. Everybody got the memo. Everybody looked at that. And so there was nothing hidden. There's no tricks here. Everybody understands the risk. We're all adults, right? We see an opportunity. We put our money into it because we see an opportunity to better ourselves in some form or fashion. Therefore, hey, I'm just the person explaining it. I'm the person that did some research on it, and I brought it to the table, and we decided that, hey, look, collectively and individually, we're going to get involved. And everybody has that responsibility. No one person takes on the responsibility of somebody else's money. So remember that. When a person invests, it's because no matter how many times you look at a person, you try to get them to part with their money. If they don't want to part with their money, they will not. Not going to happen. And so at the end of the day, as adults, if we see an opportunity, if it's coming through a friend or if it's coming to a stranger, doesn't matter. I joined this business through a stranger. I don't know the guy, but guess what? Don't have to, right? Because the business starts with me. When you join a business, it starts with you, and so on and so forth. So you can't point the finger at somebody else, and so that's not why I'm not going to do that. And so, but I didn't want to. I'm not here to, prolong this whole conversation. My thing is this: I haven't made any statements to the public because I've been dealing with my team. I've been making sure that everybody knows what's going on. And if the person signed up, which a lot of them signed up and they hadn't invested yet because they were waiting on Coinbase and verifications and validations, great. You know why? Because there's no toll on them. They haven't put any investments in. Some of them invested a little bit, $20, $30, $40, just to see how it worked. Some up to $100 just to see how it worked. Some people have been scammed before, and they really felt like this was the one that was going to work out really good. So we're still optimistic that that's going to happen. But in the event that it doesn't, guess what? They already understand this is a choice that each individual made. And if you want to continue, then here's my risk mitigation. And as you know, if you follow my channel, I have other projects that I have instituted, and I test them out because at a point we were going to pivot and we're going to keep it going. But that's how if these companies are playing games like that, then we need to figure out their rule book, right? If we're going to benefit from it, we either stay out of the game or we find an advantage within the game. And that's part of what I've uncovered is how to play the game. And so we are adjusting to the flags that have flown up. And that's what we're doing. And so that's kind of, so I wanted to at least let you know that I see what's going on out there. You can find out information across YouTube. You can go to the Beurax site. Information is available. What people are saying as far as, hey, we got the memo. Susan Pope said, all the things that's going on. These are some adjustments to the plans. All that's there. So I don't need to go over that again and again and again. So I didn't have anything new to add. Therefore, I didn't put out a new video until right now. And I do it right now because I know that there's still a lot of nervousness out there, and there's people that put in 90,000, and I respect some of those people that put in the 80,000, 90,000 at one time, but they had already earned in large amounts, and so they had no reason to doubt the company. And if you put $90,000 into an investment into an online platform like this, one, you got to know that you can part ways with it, and two, you got to believe that it's going to come back to you. So obviously, the level of belief that this works because he'd been paid before led a person to actually put in that amount of money. I totally get it, right? And everybody else should understand that you don't put that kind of money in if you don't believe the company is going to be around. You don't see any red flags. The company is doing what it said it would do. So there is no reason to be at fault and nobody to feel bad about themselves or what they did personally. It's not. This is just part of the process. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you lose big, sometimes you don't lose that much at all. But at the end of the day, you may only lose some sleep. You get back up and you get back on the horse and you get it going and you ride off into the sunset. Find you something else better to do. If it's this or if it's something else. Whatever it takes to get you back on your feet, whatever it takes, right, to raise your level of belief in who you are and what you do and what you bring, then don't let something like this bring you to a level so low that you feel like you got to resort to anger. You got to resort to, bad mouthing the company and bashing the people in the company, calling them Russians and this and that and the other. There's no proof that they're Russians. So that's immaterial. Now, I'm not going to go on camera saying that this is what I really believe. But I'm just saying there's proof to some other issues bigger than that. There's a lot of research that goes into understanding the mindset of these machines that we call these online investment platforms. If I get into that nitty gritty, you would be like, oh my gosh, why would anybody get involved? It's like that for real. But like I said, you got to play the game. You got to get in, get out, and if you don't, you suffer the consequences. That's just the bottom line, But one thing, like I said, when the guy that dumped the 90,000 in there and another guy did 48,000 and so on and so forth, yes, you can win big, but you got to be willing to part ways with that amount of money, and that's how I am, So hey, we'll get back in touch. Like, subscribe, definitely hit the notification button and get me on the next video because I got to go. Peace.